his quality and scored that great goal a few weeks back at the Paddocks from long range. Although that was in the match, which was then overturned to a 3-0 win for West Torrens Bocala, so still technically hasn't scored this season, unfortunately for him, as that ball was right out of play from the cross. Actually, it stayed in, my apologies. Luke Osby with it. Again in that now. Black and yellow goalkeeper strip of same colours of Elizabeth Vale, in which he was a junior of Luke Osby. Another club not too far from here. As Fusco has to defend with his head there, finds himself off his line, but the audacious effort will be happily enough collected by Fusco. Caruso looking for Guerrera. Tries to flick it back and does do so. That's nice work done there by Carl Marley McFall, but the ball's been lost, and now Pictionary to slice the ball in through. Tabares looking for that central ball, poked on for, I think that was Christos Penendes, but just overrunning it. Mullen plays a ball through. Fusco nearly slipping, but able to get there first just in time. Getting the countdown, but Fusco launching within the allotted time. 8 seconds, which is now the rule this year. Ball through here is for Penendes, but he is offside. And just catches Lockie Fusco late there as well. Already having plenty to do is Lockie Fusco within the opening 6 minutes or so. The most recent fixture between these two sides was a 1-0 win at the Paddocks in round 13 of last year. Santiago Tabares scoring with 15 minutes left of that. But the big one that does stay in the memory is that 8-1 from around about this time last year. This fixture was played on the 1st of March. Referee Jaden Benneman just refusing any possible blow-ups there and awarding the free kick. Free kick will find Jordan Caruso. Now Guerrera has 2 for the season. He's their top goal scorer. Here's Guerrera rejoining the club. Here he is on the ball now, trying to turn, but doesn't find the space. The cross does come in, and it will be a corner for Para Hills. Be a player on their starting league debut in Yuto Nishi, 29-year-old Japanese player who did start in the cup last week against Sturt. Here he is on the corner. It's high. Header comes back into the box, trying to win the header there. Comes back on a second and finds it at the back post. And it's Lansana Smith to get the final touch. And 8 minutes in, Para Hills Knights find that early lead. The corner in from Yuto Nishi. Found the header back into the area. And was just poked and prodding that goal scorer until it fell nicely for Lansana Smith at the back. And gives Para Hills their 4th goal of the season. And Playford at home find themselves behind. Has that win against Sturt in the Cup last week really given them a push, Para Hills? Playford, though, Para's having to defend this one quickly. But that one is over from Braden French. This rain does not seem to be stopping here for either side. Long by Fusco. Headed on by Isaac Mullen. Tabarez tries to find the ball. He'll get it on a second, does Santiago Tabarez, using his footwork. And that one's cleared for a Playford corner, their first of the match. Just quickly around the grounds as well in the men's NPL. The other match currently being played between Sturt and Adelaide United. 2-1 are the Reds at Carinya Reserve. They're in the second half now as this corner comes in and is headed upwards, straight out of play. Sorry, Xavier Pratt, my apologies. Trying to poke that one through. Tabarez getting the better of Mark Oulage. Tabarez putting in the cutback. And the header out for another corner. Corner in, swinging at the back post, headers upwards. And then a second on the half, on the full volley, I should say. Failing to get on target. Harriman winning the header. Who's in the team of the month was Tyson Harriman at centre back for Playford. Only lost once in their last 5 games, and even then only tend to be conceding about 1 a match. Not the exact statistic, it's 1.28 goals per match they're conceding at this point in time. Mullen putting in a cross into the centre. Was hit first time by Patrick McGregor. But that's plenty of bodies in front of it. Cleared away. Now Harriman. Woolard. His ball's long, but no one in particular. It'll be another goal kick for the Knights. This is a fixture with plenty of history. Their first fixture dating back to 1977. Where Playford, then Elizabeth City, defeated Para Hills 3-2 here at Ramsey Park. only met including this now, the 31 times in the NPL, but plenty of fixtures in the state leagues as well, where in the last 20 years, mostly these two sides have been. Tabarez just getting pulled down, and he's the one that wins the free kick despite protests from Para Hills Knights, saying that maybe Tabarez fouled them first, but nonetheless, Jane Benneman seeing the free kick for the home side. Cross does come in. The back post headed back into the centre and then hit on the half volley again until it's cleared. All the way back for Playford. French not letting himself with any time on the ball, but side flag has come up on this close side. Headed away by Woolard, former Para Hills player himself, as well as Modbury Jets, Metro Stars, Gawler, and Sturt Lions too. Looking at those stats coming up on screen, 5 shots to 1 in favour of Playford, but only 1 on target each. One of those, of course, now being a goal for Para Hills. Certainly looking to cause a bit of an upset this afternoon. Croydon beating Campbelltown City 2-1 last night. Croydon trying to get their season back on track and defending that championship, as Torrens Bacala again continuing to try and reach that summit at the top of the table. Playford, though, with an opportunity here. Fusco on the save. Still has pressure to deal with, though. Playford will relieve him of that pressure, at least for now, as the long ball comes in from Harriman, and Fusco captures and is able to slow the game down for himself. High from Fusco and out of play too. Flicked on, looking for Tabarez, and Tabarez does get the touch instead of Ulaj. Good defensive work here by the Knights, able to get them out of that one. Not too many attacks they've had so far, Para Hills, as that one breaks down. Foul from Carl Marley McFall. Someone who has pretty much been promoted to the first team this year, played 20 matches and scored 4 times in the reserve competition last year for Para Hills, but has started all 8 of their opening fixtures for the 2026 season. Siani. Poked through by Caruso here. Smith already has one for himself. Lansana Smith on the tight angle. Unable to beat the ever-present Luke Ospite. He does have that height to his advantage. You can see how tall he is out there. Harriman. Another long ball by Playford, which will go all the way through to Lachlan Fusco. Although, interesting approach here by Fusco. Putting a challenge there was Allgate. And referee Jaden Betterman just giving Ethan Allgate a bit of a talking to after sliding in to Lachlan Fusco on the tackle.
Lush goes back to Fusco and he goes first time long. Bit of a mismatch there between Lansana Smith and Tyson Harriman, both trying to win that header. Centre back Harriman winning. Another one over the top for Playford will have to be chased down. McGregor trying to find that ball back in. I think it went out of play. Yeah, that is the call. Another header contested in midfield. Advantage played until it's not, and it will be called back for the free kick instead. Good refereeing there by Jaden Betterman. Can they get a second, Para Hills? It's a poor set piece, the ball coming in. Unable to go over any heads. Although, Smith now in the box. Finds the cutback for Mark Oulage. Good challenge in there by Ben Woolard to prevent the pressure for now. Ball bouncing about in the area. Swiped out until Yuto Nishi is able to get a hold of it. Mullen. Now Pratt. Putting a ball in through for Tabares, but it's too wide for the Colombian from the Kiwi. Down the left go Para Hills. French trying to hold off Caruso, but his ball only finds Lansana Smith. Doesn't get there first, does Shkosiani. Loses the shin pad as well. Allgate. Throw in for Playford City. Again, if you're wondering why Playford are in the red strips, it is their heritage round. This a tribute to their kid of 1985, where they were then Elizabeth City. And the Legends Memorial match just before this one as well.
Plenty of familiar faces throughout. I reckon there's about 20 Mullins here at Ramsay Park today. Pratt, his cross comes in and gets the corner instead. Isaac Mullen playing in this first team game. And then in that memorial match, Daniel Mullen putting on the boots, Joe Mullen as well. Over in the commentary booth as well, Mark Talbot donning the boots and also the gloves. It's a high corner at the back post. And the defensive Para Hills able to get their bodies and heads in the way first as they launch on a counter-attack. Just a bit too much on it for it to be collected well by Marco Guerrera. Jordan Caruso. Siani. Now Marley McFall looks to switch the ball across. Does not find a teammate with it. They've yet to really have too many, if any, opportunities really forward. Trying to manufacture themselves one here as Isaac Mullen gets forward. Mullen taking it on himself. Already has the 3 this season, 2 assists as well. Although 2 of Mullen's goals have come from the penalty spot. He's even missed one, so could have been 4. He was their top goal scorer last season with 11. Their current in Shota Babasaki still unavailable with a hamstring injury. The Japanese striker who started the season on fire with 4 goals in the 6 opening matches. That one's high from Osby. Off the cheek of Isaac Mullen, I think, there. That's a lovely touch by Penendez, and then a second to put in Santiago Tavares. Bit of angst perhaps coming into the crowd as we tick further into this first half. Still a goal down at Playford, 1-0 to Para Hills. Harriman. That's a lovely put-through ball there. Too much weight on it, though. Right idea to try and put in either one of Tavares or Isaac Mullen. Just go trying to find Guerrera, but Guerrera's touch not matching. Okay. Finds McGregor in close proximity with that header. Often when they get forward here, Playford, it just gets a bit congested in that midfield, which is due to the very good work so far this afternoon of Para Hills, just almost frustrating them at times. Throw-in comes in. That clearance is poor, but Para Hills, it goes back to Fusco. bounce all the way through for Luke Ospite. Harriman, not for Caruso getting in the way, it was going over the top for Braden French. Xavier Pratt looking for it over the top, will be chased down by Allgate to try and be kept in, but left back unable to do so. This rain hasn't really stopped them since kickoff. In fact, as soon as the first whistle went, it just got even harder down. Tavares trying to use close control to keep it within himself. Already this match looking to not be a repeat of this same fixture played here last year. Was Para Hills second biggest loss in the NPL behind a 9-1 loss against Blue Eagles back in 2002. For Playford, it was their equal first biggest win in the South Australian First Division, tied with an 8-1 win against RAAF Edinburgh back in 1961. As that shot comes on goal, Fusco able to capture. So, again, those scorelines, very rare results. One-nil for Para Hills. As we are about a half an hour in to this match. Looking statistically at these two sides, it was a very interesting look. They don't tend to pass too much. They rank 10th and 12th for Playford and Para Hills respectively. When you look at the whole league for average passes per 90, and they're the two sides that keep the least possession on average, as well as they don't keep the ball for too often either. On average, Playford for about 10.5 seconds, Para Hills for about 11. And again, 11th and 12th place in the league for those stats. So they don't really pass, and they don't really keep the ball either. As we see another long ball, it does sort of show at times the accuracy of those statistics. But again, it's also two approaches, which one seems to be working for Playford and the other, at this point of the season, not for Para Hills, as Playford come forward again. The cutback saved by Fusco. I think that was Shko Sihani defending into his own face there. Mullen pushing down Caruso and giving away the free kick. Just looking around the grounds once again with about 50 minutes left to go at Carinya. Adelaide United are 2-1 up against Sturt Lions. And then a few State League 1 fixtures happening this afternoon. Salisbury United currently 2-1 down against Eastern United. Modbury and Atletico 1-1 in that repeat cup fixture. South Adelaide 1-0 up against Adelaide Olympic with 15 minutes to go. Cove 2-1 against Cobras. Fulham United were 4-0 up in the 70th minute, and now with 13 minutes to go, they're now 4-3 against Adelaide Croatia Raiders, and Adelaide Blue Eagles 2-0 against Cumberland United to wrap up those State League 1 results, all having kicked off at 3 p.m. So they're all at similar stages of their matches. Certainly some very interesting results and perhaps upsets brewing in the second tier here in SA. Free kick comes in, and that's more than easy for Osprey to get. Tabares. Mullen. Tabares needing to chase this one down and trying to get it before it goes out. He does do so, but not to any benefit. Now, ball in by Pictionary. The back post headed away. Sturt have now found an equaliser against Adelaide United with 15 minutes left. That one at 2-2 now in the east. And another sliding challenge on Fusco, which will be booked. Already Lachlan Fusco plenty in the wars in this opening 35 minutes. And is staying down for a longer period in this one. Fusco just receiving treatment now. In the WNPL, Campbelltown City at Adelaide Comets 3-2 up with about 15 minutes left there. And Mowbray Vista against Adelaide Uni 2-2 in the 65th minute up at New Spot Stadium. Fusco now looks to be all right to continue on. Led away by Blomley. Smith. Riley McFall, and now to Shkosiani. Here's one over the top, right towards Osprey. Falls back. Pictionary. A new player from Campbelltown. Looking to try and make his mark here. Pictionary wins the corner. And Woolard to take the corner. Has the 2 assists to his name this season. Does Ben Woolard. They've scored 5 from set pieces, or just after set pieces so far this season, as there's a player down and a red card for Lachlan Fusco, I think. He's had a fine start to this match as Lachlan Fusco, but I think he's had his arms around the neck. I'm not too sure who from Playford, but with 5 minutes left in the first half, again, after a great start to the match, Lachlan Fusco finds himself off. And in a match as well in which Para Hills are leading, certainly not what they needed, but for the drama, what a series of events. So, what do they do? Luca Maggetto will be... Sorry, not Luca Maggetto. Getting my goalkeepers confused. It will be Caleb Robinson to come on for Para Hills in his debut for the club. Joined from Gawler Eagles, who had a brilliant season last year in the State League 2 North. 4 clean sheets in 21 matches for another Northern team. And his first act after coming on will have to be saving a penalty. Looks like they'll be having to sacrifice Lansana Smith, of course. They have to take off an outfield player in order to bring on the substitute goalkeeper. Lansana Smith, though, clearly unhappy that he is the one to have to make way. Unprecedented stuff here at Ramsey Park. Well, Caleb Robinson up against Isaac Mullen, who is a bit of a penalty specialist. What a start. 21 years of age is Caleb Robinson, a young goalkeeper, a junior of Manapara, a Northern boy, up against the Northern club. Having to keep out Isaac Mullen. Mullen from the spot. Puts it through, as Isaac Mullen does. And as we inch towards the break, Playford find themselves equal.
And that is a goal for Playford Patriots. Number 5, Tyson Herman. Who's your Playford Patriots winner?
So Isaac Mullen with his 3rd penalty of the season. His 4th goal in total. What the last 5 minutes it's been. Playford maybe given a bit of a lifeline, to be honest. They weren't really in the match for a majority of this first half. Lachlan Fusco, the one to make the mistake and get himself sent off, as Playford find themselves through again. Claiming another penalty at Playford, but very quickly waved off by referee Jaden Betterman. Harriman Mullen will find Braden French out on the right. Good challenge in there by Marco Guerrera. Of course, they're forward doing some defensive action. That's ambitious, at the least, by Shkosiani. Will be confident after his goal in the Cup last week. Over the top, we'll find Robinson. Long by Robinson. Header on by Guerrera, but only back towards Harriman. If you're just joining us, Para Hills were 1-0 up, courtesy of Lansana Smith. He's now off. Playford equalising through a penalty given away by Lachlan Fusco now with that red card and sent off. So Para Hills down to 10. And really having to just defend for the moment until they reach the half-time break, of which we're about to enter additional time. Throw in for Caruso. Headers up and then cleared by Braden French. Marley McFall doesn't get it in the end, and Patrick McGregor launching. Mullen on the right wing with Caruso in close proximity. First time cross comes in was the ambition from Pictionary. Pictionary trying to manoeuvre his way through now. Pratt, the Kiwi, putting it through for the Colombian. Santiago Tavares makes it 2-1 before the break. And the Colombian getting his first for the season and putting Playford back in front. Just as we enter into the first minute of additional time, Playford again in a match where early on they didn't really seem to be in it, have returned themselves back to a lead. And Para Hills' hard work in that first half has been undone. At least for now. They'll have the break to go through everything, but Robinson. Now having conceded the 2 in this one. Mullen, that one going out of play. Going around the grounds once more. Modbury 2-1 up against Adelaide Atletico. Cobras now 2-2 with Cove. Adelaide United 3-2 up against Sturt, and then Salisbury United now scoring one back against Eastern United to make it 3-2. Tavares joined the club in 2024. Of course, now that famous promotion year, playing in the Colombian First Division with Deportivo Independiente. Certainly a fan favourite here at the club is the Colombian forward. Scored 3 times in the 2 matches between these two last year. Twice in that 8-1. The only goal in that 1-0 at Para Hills. Returning himself to the score sheet and leaving it at 2-1 at half-time for Playford. Para Hills in the large portion of control for that opening half. But Lachlan Fusco, getting himself sent off, has given Playford a way back into it and has them with a lead. What a first half, full of drama and entertainment. Do not go anywhere. We're heading off to a short break, but half-time here at Ramsey Park. It's Playford City 2, Para Hills Knights 1.
I signed my child up. Well, this is probably second time, I reckon. Last year we did it as well.
I thought it'd be good for her to get out and be active because she loves playing soccer.
It's just great to get the kids out, especially off the iPads and stuff like that as well.
She's made new friends, and I'd definitely recommend it to other people.
So you just enjoy the game and just enjoy playing with other kids, yeah.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Inside. That pass isn't really that great, but they still have it. Shot from distance, and that is an absolute rocket from Caelan Laird. Super sub comes on, makes it 3-0.
Inside has the strike. Hussein! That's an unbelievable goal, Abu Hussein, for his first of the club. We're only 5 minutes in here, but he's almost taken the net off.
The ball. Bucco now. Great cross-field pass to Dominic Costanzo in this side here on his left. Gets a shot in. That's goal bound. It's gone in. Fine finish by Dominic Costanzo, making it 1-1 on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. And maybe no scores update in a minute here as this free kick comes in from Kasimovic. He's hit it well. Oh, Hasan Kasimovic. Pick that one out. Oh, that's I've got no words, Paul. That doesn't happen very often, but that's a fine free kick.
Oh, that's a super strike. Super strike.
Might have been coming out to the path of that Stella, but the end now. Forger on the break. Sia John has a shot from distance. Wow! Goal of the week! Sia John!
One of the best signs that we know when it is a positive experience is when children keep coming back. We want them to be open to make a mistake so they keep learning. The learning is hidden within the games. So as much as possible, get in contact with the ball.
The kids are repeating the drills a lot, so it just becomes a muscle memory. The kids don't need to focus on the skill itself, they just do it naturally, yeah.
I love refereeing because it's a challenge, you know, to go out to try and get the right decision, manage some of the egos or the personalities, knowing that you've got all these different types of people at play. And it's actually been a good life school as well. I started refereeing junior games on a Sunday. I was playing in senior football on a Saturday, so I felt like, you know, making some money. I think I was a decent player back then. You know, I could have stayed around and played senior football in NPL, but I decided to go refereeing, and I've got in the National League much quicker than if I was as a player. Probably wouldn't have made it as a player, to be honest. Just kind of never looked back and was happy to progress. But I think people should try refereeing. I think it's a great tool to realise, you know, how you can also contribute a part of the game. There's pathways. Definitely it can be a rewarding career.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
So the Youth Club Championship, we've designed a structure where the under 13s, under 14s, under 15s and 16s all compete together as one club. They'll play at the same venue, they'll play one after each other. It allows the technical director to be at the venue to help educate and look after the coaches, and also there's a focus on player development.
Players are now knowing where they are at and the pathway to follow each year. If they continue with the YCC, they should be in a position where they can go into senior football. It's a lot clearer around the steps they need to take to keep tracking as a player.
We've created an additional YCC training session or seminar night. All the players involved had the opportunity to do an extra additional skills session development plan, and we had Adrian Stanter coming in to talk about how to become a more professional player from a younger age.
The fact that as a club we are investing heavily in the juniors to ensure that we're putting those tools in place that the YCC is wanting from us, that's certainly bringing around some benefits to the club and to junior development across the board.
Everyone's trying to obtain points for their club, but also with a strong focus on how do we create a competition where players can play against like players.
The one thing I have noticed is it's been a bit more focused on getting the balance right. So, you know, trying to keep the best teams playing against each other throughout the entire year and not having this big disparity between one team or another, one club or another.
So what it has allowed us to do is have quality games every week, which has benefited the competition and given the girls a chance to sort of understand what it's like to play at that elite level. While development is a good focus, the YCC does bring out the aspect of results as well, which helps find that balance for players to transition to senior football.
So I think with the YCC structure now in place, there's become a better level, and with a better level there's been higher intensity within our sessions, and that's allowed for greater development in terms of a player technically, tactically, and that's given them the best chance to keep improving their game.
Yeah, look, I think there's certainly brought around a lot of excitement to the club on YCC Day. The club's buzzing, a lot of the parents and players really enjoy seeing the kids play, and what is really now an elite pathway in junior football in our state.
Something that resonated with me right on the onset was about connecting a budding footballer with the right coach with the right club, and the right club being part of the right football environment. So the YCC tells me that this has been a fantastic implementation by Football South Australia.
Another goal!
Here at Ramsey Park, 2-1 Playford City. Both goals coming in the last 5 minutes of the first half after goalkeeper Lachlan Fusco getting sent off. A 2-1 lead the home side in what is a big afternoon evening for them, a part of the Seamus Marin Memorial Round. Plenty of things going on around here today. Had the Legends match before this as well, and to have a chat about that for a few minutes is
Mark Tauber, who's come all this way from down south to not even join me on commentary. How dare you, Mark?
I thought I'd give you the fun of running solo today.
Absolutely. As we see this ball come in at the back post, that finds it in the bottom corner, and an early one from Patrick McGregor to make it 3 just after half-time. The former Adelaide United player and Mowbray Jet getting his first for his new club, and Playford finding a 2-goal buffer. Again, after a first half which they didn't control too much of, but now in a good lead at home. Again, they will want this result, of course, in front of a very strong home crowd who came early again for that Legends match, Mark, in which you played in outfield and in goal with plenty of familiar names and faces that we'll know from in the NPL as well, of course, only playing last year, a few of them.
I was going to say there was a few of them only just playing in the NPL last season, and even just the season before that, so it was great to be able to share the pitch with the likes of Dan Mullen, Australian representative, Joe Mullen, Australian representative. That was unbelievable. We had Michael Mullen on as well, so we had all 3 of them on.
And then a 4th now with Isaac Mullen playing.
and then I saw Alex Mullen in the crowd as well.
There's probably about 20 in the stands as well.
So we've got a few of them here, but yeah, just incredible to share the pitch with players like that, and then local legends like the likes of Ian Fife, Lee Robbo, or should I say Lee Robertson, who obviously, as we know,
Allgate putting this cross in as the shot comes in at the end, will roll right back out of play.
The Metro Best of Fairest Award is named after him. So plenty of legends on display that in that game, and this year it was all put NATO for Better Bloke Project, which is again another men's mental health association that just helps men in times of need, and this is what today's all about for the Seamus Marin Memorial, is raising awareness, making sure friends of past who don't get to catch up as often can have their day where they can put the boots back on and have a kick, but also talk about old times, catch up and relive some of their former glories, and really just have that outlet to be able to talk about things, because as we know, men are not the most talkative people at the best of times when it comes to their feelings. So absolutely outstanding setup here, and this is it's been going for many years, and I'm lucky enough to be involved again this year. So but yeah, like I said, some absolute fantastic names that were playing, and like I said, even on the Playford side, we had, like I said, Fifey, but we also had the likes of Sam Voigt, who was only NPL last season, Reece Townsend, who was also NPL last season. So it was scary coming up against some of those guys, that's for sure, because considering how still fit they looked, and still playing, to be honest, as well. A couple of them still playing in the amateur league, so it was a scary prospect.
And it was only 4-3 in the end as well. You were 4-0 down. You were playing for the Para Hills side, of course. And
yes.
You found a few at the end as the senior side of Playford trying to get forward there.
Yeah, so we went 4-0 down, and we decided we were going to play late in the game.
And coincidentally enough, you started scoring goals
when
you went in goal.
Yes.
So clearly a theme there. You and Dan Mullen not good as a centre-back pairing.
No, well, that's the thing. I don't think either of us really worked out who was actually playing at the back at one stage, because I think we were playing 3 at the back, but then it looked like 4 or 5, so not really sure. But Dan Mullen, just absolute quality on the ball still. Just joyful to...
Tavares just trying to manoeuvre his way through a field of Para Hills Knights bodies there, but they're able to capture it, maybe even launch forward themselves if not for the good defensive work there. Still trying to find his feet, but Playford back with it, and Harriman.
But yeah, just the touch of some of these players who haven't played for a year or two was still spot on. Some of the older boys' touches still there as well.
Some of them not.
Some of them not, but just don't have the pace anymore.
Allgate whipping in this cross, but able to be cleared. You know, it was certainly a good watch, and definitely, especially from my perspective, being able to see sort of everyone almost reconnect in a way after, again, some of them saying they hadn't seen each other for years, some of them saying they hadn't seen each other since the last time this match was played last year.
Well, that's it. A lot of us haven't seen each other for the last 12 months, and I was actually just talking to Alex Mullen off air, and he was saying that he spent a couple of years, 3 years playing with Shane Tobias, who played in the game today, and he goes, I haven't seen him since they played together. So it's great for that reconnection.
A nice back heel there by Skosiani, which Marco Guerrero now try and find the end of as Para Hills try and get themselves forward. Of course, down to 10. She missed that end of the first half. Lachlan Fusco there. Starting goalkeeper so far, all of the first 8 matches of this season, getting sent off and conceding a penalty, in which then was converted by Mullen, and then just in the first minute additional time, Santiago Tabarez scoring, which leaves us with this second half in this fixture, again, in which you covered last year, Mark. It was certainly plenty more goals at this stage of the game than there was at this point in time.
It certainly was. I think it finished 8-2 in the end.
8-1.
8-1 was it? Yes, it was not a good day for Para Hills that day. And I was lucky enough to call that game, and that year they were taking inspiration from the 90s, I believe it was, with their kit, whereas this year it's I think it's 1986. 85. I knew it wasn't far off. I knew it was around that era. So it's but yes, it was not a good day for Para Hills last year, and at this present moment in time it's not proving to be a good day for them today at the moment either.
But for, I guess, a Playford perspective, it has been a very successful day. Plenty of people, we saw it last year and we've seen it perhaps even more this year. People have turned out, even with the poor weather, which in the second half seems to have cleared for now, touch wood.
Yeah, it certainly has been raining today. Yeah, massive crowd out, but this is what this game and this day does. Everyone comes out to get behind it and really throw their support behind the Heritage Round and the Seamus Marin Memorial Game, so it's great to see.
It's a very high ball which goes all the way across field. Allgate puts in one of his own. Fall touched on then by Xavier Pratt. The Kiwi now has the assist, his second of the season after that one for Tabarez in that end of the first half. McGregor with a first of his own not too long ago. Ball comes in and that will go all the way out. But yeah, just to finish off, has been a lovely afternoon for, I think, everyone involved here. Finished by this senior game now, but again, great to see plenty of people here at Playford, and it's a big club up in the north, which is good to see as they make a substitution here.
Yeah, it is, like I said, fantastic round, fantastic attendance here at Playford, and like I said, I look forward to next year's.
Absolutely. Mark, you go eat and do whatever else you please with all your friends and enjoy the rest of the afternoon after. I'm sure it will be a long trek home after once this is all done.
It will be. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Ethan Allgate just coming off there. I think it was Cameron Harris, who's come on. His debut for Playford is this Cameron Harris, joining from Adelaide United. Played mainly in their reserves, 13 matches for them. Played 6 in the senior NPL. Has scored a goal already in the reserve competition back in round 2 against Croydon. Here come Playford again. It's a low ball in, cleared high. And it will be a corner. Willard to take this corner on his left foot. Plenty of tall timber in the box to look for. Does go high, and the header from Penendez, not put towards goal. That's a good save by Robinson to keep Playford out for a 4th time this afternoon. Another cross to come in. It's chipped in. Sabara is looking to try and get the header. Was an uncomfortable angle to try and reach that ball, and does go out of play. McGregor. Now Cameron Harris, the two former Reds combining in a new shade of red here at Playford. Osby only has kept the one clean sheet, of course, won't keep one this afternoon, but they have been prone to conceding at least a goal so far this season, Playford, as they come forward again and look for a goal of their own. The cutback comes in, was perhaps finding the edge, and Patrick McGregor looking for a second! And a brace for the 20-year-old. Patrick McGregor. Now with his fourth of the season, and becomes their equal top goal scorer alongside Shota Babasaki from midfield. Para Hills now at a 4-1 deficit. This second half just not going their way. Foul there by Anthony Pictionary. Only ever scored the one senior goal, and that was for Campbelltown back in round 4 of 2023. 1,149 days ago today since Anthony Pictionary last scored. Cross comes in, chested down. Tabarez, some brilliant hold-up play from the Colombian. Puts it through, and then another for Playford to make it 5. It's all Playford City at the moment. And who else but Isaac Mullen to get yet another a brace for him, as well as Patrick McGregor. What a turn of events this match has taken. That one will go out of play and over. Oh, hit the bar of the fence on this close side. You know, Playford won't stop. They got 8 last year, and Tabarez looking for another of his own. Does as well. Oh, completely gets that one off target, does the Colombian. I think it was Mark Ulaj did enough to just get him off balance and completely shift the rotation of Tabarez's body. Even the shot itself wasn't too nice. Thankfully for Para Hills, not a 6th. In history in the South Australian First Division, this has been a fairly even fixture. Playford winning 10, drawing 8 and losing 12, of course. As it stands, Playford will now have won 11 and drawn 8. Just about even. But this recent year, at least, including this fixture now, certainly putting things much in Playford's way. Of course, two clubs with currently 2 different types of seasons in terms of the trajectory in which they could go. Para Hills battling relegation once again, but with a berth in the cup as that shot comes in, whistling wide. And Playford looking to not only make finals, which they missed out on last year, but win the league. Of course, now I'll double check the live table as well. They are top of the table with 19 points, equal on points with West Torrens Burkalla, but have a 2 better goal difference, plus 11 to Burke's plus 9. So a big win certainly is what they needed, and it's what they're getting at the moment. Of course, with that Australian Championship spot on the line, out of the cup. The club very ambitious up this way in Adelaide in the north. Certainly have shown their ambition in these last 2 seasons, as this is a ball that comes in headed away by Michael Diana. Might have been Kai Blomley, my apologies. McGregor. Also formerly of Adelaide City, joined from Aubrey Jets this year. That's a shot that comes in! And speaking of, a hat-trick for Patrick McGregor. What a match from the 20-year-old midfielder. And as it was again in this fixture last year at Ramsay Park, there has been a hat-trick, and this time it's for Patrick McGregor. A former Modbury player, of course, last year. Knows of the rivalry against Para Hills Knights, and has just added to the devastation in which they're currently undergoing against the Knights. It's a fixture between 2 rivals, but not often played in the First Division. In fact, before their 2 meetings last year, of course, Playford got promoted in 2024. Before then, the last time they played in the First Division against each other was all the way back in 2003, in a season which both sides got relegated. Para Hills in 11th. Playford in 12th, only having played against each other in the state leagues since now both being in the division. Now the past season and a bit now. But at this point in time, unfortunately for Para Hills, the season just becoming harder and harder as the weeks go by in terms of league position. Mullen finds the pass out wide, another shot. Again, just over. Happy to continue going forward, our Playford. Putting a foot to the pedal. And not really stopping. On by Robinson. Not the easiest of circumstances in which make your club debut. Down to 10. Substitute goalkeeper, not often expecting to have to play a part in any match, really. Marley McFall. with the pressure applied to him by Xavier Pratt. And the Kiwi does well. The former Wellington Phoenix reserves player. Joined the club last year from Gold Coast United up in Queensland in their NPL system. Tabarez. Is that a foul? No, says referee Jaden Betterman on Cameron Harris. Nishi muscled off the ball, and that's a late one in, but advantage played. Still trying to find a way forward here. Mullen! Good save by Robinson. The shot maybe a bit too central to Caleb Robinson, but with the power and the unpredictability of the way the ball was moving in the air, did very well to keep that one out for a 7th. Corner comes in at the back post. Robinson opting to punch away. A rare foray forward in his second half for Para Hills. And they find themselves this way well. It's a high cross in. No one there for Para Hills to even get on the end of it. Of course, without that number, they took off Lansana Smith as that sacrificial sub, if you want to call it that, after Fusco got sent off. One of their forwards scored the opening goal to give them that 1-0 lead, but is often the case with goalkeeper red cards that it normally is a forward that has to be the one to make way in order to shore up defensive assurances and keep the side in the game. But unfortunately, Para Hills just seem to not have worked. As here come Playford again. Tabarez. Flag goes up. Substitution for Playford. Daniel Ryan to come on. Has been at the club since 2020. Scored a hat-trick in this fixture. Do apologise to any Para Hills fans listening and having to hear me repeat about that fixture, but it has certainly a big part in the history of this match between these two sides now. And has plenty of statistics attached to it, including this man here, Daniel Ryan, who's now come on. Only just the 28 years of age is Daniel Ryan. Very senior player, though, in the Playford City squad. Had the armband last year. Missed the start of this season, until slowly making his way back into the first team. Back by Pictionary to Luke Osby. Cross comes in. Tabarez is the one to receive it, and Tabarez on the tight angle slots it through for a 7th of the evening.
That was another goal from number 7, Santi Tabarez. It is Playford Patriots.
Running right at Ramsey Park. And goal difference, especially now for Playford, a team at the top of the table. They can keep continuing pushing. Could be crucial when it comes towards the end of the season and you're looking at those positions. If the positions do have to come down to goal difference. A brace for Santiago Tabarez, as it was last year between these two in that first match as well, scoring that sole goal in their second meeting at the Paddocks. 5 in 2 matches for the Colombian centre forward. And he doesn't look to be finished. Patrick McGregor with a hat-trick. Santiago Tabarez with 2. And Mullen with 2 of his own. And Sana Smith, the sole goal scorer for the Knights. "20 minutes left to perhaps write history, of course. The fixture last year became their biggest ever win. 1 more goal and it will be, well, 1 more goal added on from the 8-1 last year and it would have been their biggest win. Para Hills their biggest ever loss being a 9-1. So again, if Playford do get that result, it will equal a record for Para Hills. It's a very unfortunate situation in which Para Hills Knights do find themselves in at this moment in time. A very young squad, just not finding their footing this season, as perhaps they did at times last season. Did face an exodus in the pre-season, the likes of Diego Oliveira, Ali Reyes Maradi, Gloria Amanda moving over to Sydney Olympic at the time in the Australian Championship. In fact, looking at that second match between these two sides last year, only the 4 players remain, one of them not even in the squads tonight. Jackson Merritt, Mark Ullage, Lensana Smith and Kelvin Kamburu, that last one, he's not in the squad tonight. So from this game currently, only the 3 players still from that afternoon, in which Playford won 1-0. Certainly shows the quick nature of how football squads are formed at times. Set piece for Para Hills right into the hands of Luke Osbite. Pass a bit short. Diana very well makes his way past 3 and then passes past a 4th and then out of play on the 5th. Mullen. Ball over the top here. Dan Ryan. Get the connection he perhaps would have wanted towards goal. The turn there was Yuto Nishi. Ball over the top after some good work. Finds it back in the middle. Will this be another? Nearly. Caleb Robinson. Look at those stats. 25 shots, 14 on target for Playford. (2-1) at half-time. 7-1. With 15 minutes to go. Flicked up by McGregor. Has his hat-trick already. Pratt finds the wide ball. And looking for a second cross in. Another flick up. Hit first time. Goes past the post. Strong header down. We'll get a second go of it. Finds the pass to Xavier Pratt. Tabara is making the run in through. Cross in by Cameron Harris, sorry. Another one over the top. First time. Hit down. Chikazawa, a substitute now on for Para Hills, another Japanese player, formerly of Osaka City, the Japanese fifth tier, 25-year-old midfielder. Switch ball. Doesn't find anybody in particular. Touchdown. And Nishi. Playford find themselves stuck at the back in Para Hills with a shot on target. Shows some endeavour by the away side to continue to fight. Cameron Harris. Strong challenge in there, and unfairly so in the eyes of our referee, Jaden Betterman. Much to the displeasure of Kai Blommerly. We'll go out for a goal kick with just about 10 minutes left in this one. Having a quick look around the grounds in the NPL, the men's NPL. Adelaide United coming out 3-2 winners against Sturt Lions. Trying to put themselves further up the table at Adelaide United Sturt. After losing in the cup against Para Hills, now against young Adelaide United side. Here come Playford. Ryan looking for the ball across the box. Currently, FKB Great Adelaide Comets 1-1 at One Solution Park. And West Adelaide and Metro Stars to kick off in about 20 minutes' time at Kilburn Sportsplex to round out this round 8 of the men's NPL. Harris finds the cross in on his left. The head is good and the save's even better. Caleb Robinson perhaps giving him something to add to the highlights reel. Playford still trying to apply the pressure forward. Cross comes in. The header from Pictionary goes down and then towards goal again. Another save from Robinson. Keeping the deficit currently as is. Great work by the 21-year-old goalkeeper, formerly of Gawler Eagles last year in the State League 2 North. Playford come again with a corner at the front post, and that one is in. And I think, yeah, it was Isaac Mullen. And now he has a hat-trick to make it 8-1, as it was last year. And with still 10 minutes left. Again, Playford really do not look like they'll be stopping. In the 8-1 last year, they scored the 8th in the 94th minute. It was Dan Ryan. And Para Hills, of course, scored late through Abu Hussein in the final minute of the 90. At the moment, unfortunately for Para Hills, Playford just look likely to score another 1 or 2, really. It's a high ball, looking for the header in Pictionary. Sorry, Xavier Pratt, and then another off the bar, off the line, having to be cleared. Touchdown, and then hit by McGregor. Again, a first half in which Para Hills, for the large part, had a fair decent control of. They were 1-0 for 40 minutes until Fusco got sent off. That shot comes in from Xavier Pratt. But this second half completely turning things on its head. A triple substitution from the home side now. Braden French coming off, as is Patrick McGregor with his hat-trick, and Santiago Tabarez as well. He won't get a hat-trick of his own to make it 3 this evening. Para Hills trying to make their way forward. And have done so here. Adijo has it taken off of him. That one will go out of play. Five minutes left at Ramsey Park. That one over the top. I think he's onside here, is Melad Ahmad, a substitute, a part of that triple that just came on. Can Playford go one better than last year? Trying to. Goes back out. Cross does come into the back posts. Header goes down, a first-time hit by Harris. Headed back into the box. And then away. Shot in from Colin Cameron will go wide. Another substitute, a former Modbury player as well, a Modbury Jets player. Truly outstanding result once again. I did say early in the broadcast that results like last year's are a bit of an anomaly. But at this moment in time, it just seems to be a regular occurrence in this fixture, at least here at Ramsay Park, 2 years running. Here they come again. Has the shot on goal. Robinson there to take. Chikazawa. Only found an offside. Cinder Harley. Majeke. Player who joined the club from Hellenic AC in the Northern Territory. The 35-year-old centre-back. Won the league up there 4 times and was Player of the Year twice. Here's Ajeke. Has some work to do here while defending Playford. Ryan plays the ball back into midfield. Nearly some quick passing there by Playford to find a way through. Legs and bodies flying everywhere. No free kick called until it is now. And a set piece for the home side. Just discussing who will be over this ball, Playford. Looks like this one will be direct in the final minute of normal time. It'll go straight in, over the bar, or past the post from Dan Ryan. Again, this result will be Playford's equal biggest ever win in the NPL, the first division as it stands, if they don't get another one, or unless Para Hills get a second. But the flag goes up there as we are about to enter additional time. Playford's Para Hills, sorry, again, equal second biggest loss alongside the fixture from last year. Harris has it taken off of him by Samuel Adijo. Former Salisbury United player. Has actually rejoined the club in which he played with a few years ago. But mainly in the Salisbury United reserve side last year in State League 1, in which he did quite well in that league. It's a switch ball there. Robinson able to collect first. Into the second minute of additional time.
at referee Jaden Betterman's discretion. The Harley. Cross comes in, headed away. And Playford launch on a counter. Gets there first, does Ajeke. Tega Ajeke. Why not? That makes it now 39 goals conceded in 8 matches for Para Hills this season. For Playford, it's 24 in 8 scored. Could this be another hit? Poked in! Robinson again up to the task. In this last 20 minutes or so, he certainly has kept Playford out for quite a few. Back to Luke Osbite. Again in this heritage round with their heritage kits. Playford of Elizabeth City back in 1985 in there. Tonight wearing a red with white pinstripes. Luke Osbite in that yellow and black goalkeeper kit reminiscent of his junior club in Elizabeth Vale. This ball comes in. Is this 9? Robinson again! The flag goes up, but for conceding 8 goals in a match, Caleb Robinson's doing quite well. Full time here at Ramsey Park, and it is as it was last year, 8-1 to Playford. Certainly an anomaly. The exact same result with the exact same 2 teams at the exact same place as it was last year. Patrick McGregor getting a hat-trick. Isaac Mullen as well, and Santiago Tabarez with a brace. Absurd to have this once again. Looking at the full-time stats, 38 shots by Playford to 20, with 22 of those on target. 6 shots and 3 on target to Para Hills Knights. I don't think I've ever seen that many shots in a stat, ever. Truly extraordinary. And I would say a once-in-a-lifetime type result, but it's something that's already happened. What an afternoon and evening for Playford City. Para Hills certainly, even with that cup win against Sturt last weekend, gave them enough confidence to start off the game, but as it's now ended, 8-1. It's been a pleasure to have your company here up at Ramsey Park. Full-time score is Playford City 8, Para Hills Knights 1.